Do you have customers who get the same thing every week? Let's put your customer schedule on autopilot. This takes less than 60 seconds per order once you get the hang of things, and it will save you hours and hours in the long run. We'll start by going to our recurring orders page and then clicking New Order. First thing is entering the customer name, it can be whatever you want. And this form can be used to create one-off or one-time orders as well by clicking this button, but today we will focus on recurring orders. The first thing to decide is, do you want the recurring order to go on forever, or do you want to set a specific end date? We will make it go on and on forever for the sake of this video. Go ahead and select a start date. The start date is more when you want this to be created in the system, not necessarily the first delivery date, but there's a tooltip here describing it in more detail. We'll just pick today's date of July 1st. Now you need to decide on the frequency of the recurring order, because not every farm and not every customer wants microgreens on the same cadence. So the first option here, every nth day of the week, is the most common. This means your customer will get a delivery every week on a specified day of the week. For us, most of our restaurants prefer this option, and they prefer a weekly delivery on every Friday. The next option, every N weeks, allows for cadences that are a little less common, like every other week, every third week, and so on. So we have a few customers that want microgreens, but they don't use them that fast, so they would rather have a delivery every other week. What's important to know about this option is that the day of the week that this shows up on will be determined by your start date. Our start date, July 1st, is a Tuesday, so that means the customer will get a delivery every other Tuesday. Last and most uncommon is every nth weekday of the month, and this is if you want to specify a certain day of the month to have the order recur on. So this is really common with farmers markets in rural areas that don't host a market every single weekend, but instead just do it once a month. So that might look like every first Saturday of the month. So we'll go back to the original option since that is most common for most customers. And you can enter any custom notes like deliver before 2 p.m. or there's a gate code of 1234 in order to make that delivery during off hours. Now we can get started adding the actual crops and blends to the order. Click the drop down and you'll see your crops and your blends. Your crops are going to be organized alphabetically. We'll start with broccoli and we will make it for an order of 6 clamshells. Now, what's important to note for the units is that all crops will have default options of ounces, grams, and trays. Anything beyond that are the custom predefined sizes you added when you made products with the crop. So for this, we will select a predefined size of 6 ounces. And if we want to, we can add a price like $15 per container. We'll repeat the process with nutrition mix, again, 6. And it looks like we have 2 options here, and we did define the price, so that will populate there, but we can always overwrite that if we want. Now, there's a button here to create overdue orders and a tooltip describing what's going on. For the sake of this video, we won't select that, and we will just see at the bottom here, the software is going to tell you exactly what is going to happen as soon as you click submit. In this case, we will get new orders for the 11th, 18th, and 25th. And the way the software is figuring that out is that the longest growing crop between this blend and this specific crop is 10 days. And 10 days from now, July 1st, is July 11th. So it's just calculating how much time do you need to grow this whole order in its entirety to be ready based on the cadence that you defined up top. In this case, we need 10 days. 10 days from now happens to be a Friday. So that means the first order will be ready on July 11th, and then every Friday thereafter, which is what we defined. Click submit, and congrats, you just made your first recurring order. We'll see overarching information here in the dashboard. If we want to click on that recurring order, we'll see some more details like the revenue per order. We will see the pack list that we created, and we will see the child orders, which are just specific instances of the recurring order that have specific delivery dates. Again, July 11th, 18th, and 25th. And that's it for creating your first recurring order. Congrats, that's it. Your recurring orders will auto-populate each week, generating all the planting, germination, watering, and harvesting tasks you need to succeed.